What is going on, everybody? Philip here from the Figure Bros, bringing you guys another review. Today we're going to be reviewing the Marvel Legends Venom from Let There Be Carnage. Very interesting, especially when there's a new movie out, Venom: The Last Dance, but they decided to drop a figure in the middle of that from their previous movie, Let There Be Carnage. But a very interesting figure nonetheless, one that I'm definitely interested in taking a look at. This was revealed during their fan stream they had a while back. Both Jared and I were very high on this figure, so I'm very interested to get into this figure and see what the final product was like. Now, before we go any further, if you guys can do me the really big favor right now, please hit that like button. If you're new, consider hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget to also hit a notification bell so you guys never miss when Jared or I drop a video. With all that being said, let's go and get them out of the packaging and take a look at articulation first. All right, now that we've got the beautiful symbiote out of his packaging, let's go ahead and take a look at articulation first, starting with the head. He gets a nice little bit of downward movement. He can look up only about that much. It feels like a standard ball peg, which exactly is what it is. I do wish this ball peg was just a little bit more, there was a little bit of a cut inside his neck, so we can get a little bit more side, a little bit more downward. If there was just a slight cut in both the front and the back there, I think we can get a little bit more up, a little bit more down. As you guys can see, head doesn't get a whole lot of movement there. Gotta put that back on. So he does get, like I said, a little bit of attitude, so you can get a little bit there. Moving over to the arms, comes out about that much. There is a really nice Marvel Legends-esque butterfly joint that I've come to love and appreciate so much. So you can get that full range in the shoulder. Very nice there. You can see a bicep cut, double jointed elbows, which are beautifully done, by the way. That's almost like double jointed elbows, like double jointed knees on an SH Figuarts. It's really well done there. And then of course we actually get a little bit of a hinge for actually not a little bit, we get really good movement for the wrist there. Beautifully done by the hinge right there. Really good articulation. Going down to the abs, you can get about a nice ab crunch there. You can look back about that much there. Go ahead and move his arms out of the way so you guys can see. Nice backwards motion. Best thing about this is too, no gapping. I like that. I don't like gapping in my figures. It looks very weird when you're trying to pose with them. Not a fan of that. So really good ab crunch. You can look back about that much, which is really good. You can see too how the back crunching all works there for the articulation, so it's pretty good. Legs, Venom can definitely get a nice bit of splits. You can see too, we have a thigh cut right inside there, pretty standard. Double jointed knee, so we can really get that full popping knee action there. Very nicely done. Marvel Legends definitely taken a page out of SH Figuarts' book lately, so that's well done there. Moving over down to the ankles, we get a nice little bit of an ankle rocker. Pretty good there. No toe hinge, a little bit of a missed opportunity. I think they could have made a cut right inside the toe there. That would have been a nice added adjustment to it. So articulation is actually really good here. I'm definitely impressed. As far as look and design goes, man, this is a really good size Venom. Like a really good size Venom. And I know a lot of people may not like all this extra, like, almost look like lightning bolts, but extra symbiote in his veins. I like it. I like the paint. I do wish it was a little more shinier, like almost like a little more of a latex, but it still looks pretty good from the actual movie, well adjusted. So definitely like it there. You guys can see there's the back pegs. There's really not a whole lot to talk about with paint because it's pretty much just straight up black, which is why I do wish it was a little more shinier. You can definitely see from the head, chest, and shoulders, it's really shiny. And then once you get down from like about right here, it becomes very flat black, especially down the legs too. I would have liked to see some of this cracked into the legs a little bit to give it a little more tone and definition. I would like to see a little bit more shading. The head sculpt is pretty good. Let's see if we can raise the camera up a little bit. Get his hands out of the way. We'll go ahead and try to get that face zoomed in a little bit so you guys can see. I would have liked a little more lining on the eyes so give it a little more definition. I do like the teeth, how they're all crooked and mashed together, so I do like that. And then I like the gums, of course. Nice little added touch. Definitely see some opportunity here for those custom people that definitely like, because again, even too, like you see the hands, even the hands have the whiting in it. I don't know why we just didn't do a little bit more of that with the legs and the feet. It just has a flat black tone. That's definitely a missed opportunity there by Marvel Legends for sure. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the accessories. That's what really sold me on this figure. Starters, you get, of course, two fists, and they do have that crackling little bit of black and white in there. So I do enjoy that. Pretty good there. We do get an alternative head. This is also what sold me. I am definitely going to be curious to see if this alternative head fits on my Reveltech Agent Venom, because if it does, oh, that's going to make a dream come true. Definitely make a YouTube short about that, especially with this head right here. This is a perfect head for the Reveltech Agent Venom. And then, of course, we have these pieces that do snap onto the back right here to give him a little bit more character with the symbiote coming to life, a little more tendrils. Again, I like this. I don't remember if this was ever done in the movie, though. I don't remember Venom ever doing that in the movie. You guys can let me know. But, of course, let's see how they look pegged into his back. So with the extra tendrils, definitely gives him a little bit more personality. Not the biggest fan of these at all. I do wish there was like maybe some like thin wiring so I can get a little more extra posing. But because they're so gummy and like non-flexible, they kind of, even if you want to bend them a certain way, you really just can't. Like if this was like an actual wire, see, it should be able to hold right here. So you could pose it like this maybe, and instead it naturally goes back to here. Another problem too with these is they look good in the back, right? But another problem that I had with these trying to peg them in is their peg holes are very tiny. Like look how short that is, and look how deep the back is. So not 100% well executed there. Definitely a missed opportunity here to really do something special. I think again maybe some thin wiring right here would have been really welcome, because you can't really pose with these things. They kind of just sit right there on his shoulder, and it looks good, but it's not great. Definitely, like I said, a missed opportunity there. Again, maybe if you wanted this one to shorten up like right here, if you wanted this one to shorten up over here, you can't do that because they naturally go into this one pose that's already been adjusted for them. So a little bit of a missed opportunity there. Another thing that could have made these tendrils just a little bit better too is if these were actual ball pegs in the actual, and I don't know if they are. If they are, they definitely aren't moving like they're ball pegs at all. So the way you kind of have to peg them in and then move them around, you kind of have to have them like that outside of his hand a little bit. That looks a little bit better, but not by much. Now the good thing is too is this thing does stand very easily. Like you can pretty much place him anywhere you want and he will pretty much just stay right there. I mean, I guess that's a pretty good look for him. I just think it was missed opportunity to make these a little bit with like a thin wiring on the inside, so I can pose them in different directions, kind of like you would if you had soft goods with a cape and they always have the wiring on the outside. Definitely a missed opportunity there. Price on him is $35, which you could get on sale right now at Target for $25. I think $25 is perfect price for this figure. Do not spend $35 for this, because this is not a $35 figure by any stretch of an imagination. With all that being said, I'm going to give this Venom a nice solid 7 out of 10. I definitely think there are some things here that I really like. I think these tendrils were done very poorly. I actually think without them, he actually looks much better. Like, that to me looks much better. The alternative head that he comes with is beautiful, by the way. This is definitely going to be the go-to head that I use for the Venom going forward. And I'm going to check to see if it works for the for the Reveltech, because if it does, that's a beautiful head for the Reveltech Agent Venom. Instead of the tendrils, if they didn't do this, maybe having like, you know, if you could pull out his arm and having like a slicer, a symbiote slicer, or a symbiote blade of some sort, that would have been much better than these silly little tendrils. But again, if they would have made these just with wiring, it would have been just a million times better. And if these things actually had some kind of articulation, there's no articulation on these whatsoever. So these were done very poorly. Not the best work by Marvel Legends, but 7 out of 10, pretty good. If you can get it for 25 bucks, definitely think it's worth the buy just for the figure itself and the alternative head. And he's a pretty good size. He's definitely bigger than a standard figure for sure, which is really good. So all things considered, 7 out of 10, I think it's pretty well deserved. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you guys next time.